What is happening, Talkeetna? It is Friday. That means it's time for the Homegrown Heroes, the All-Alaskan Music Hour here at KTNA Talkeetna. We're going to get through the weather real quick, and we will get here with the surprise of the band that we got in today. Anyway, today, cloudy highs in the mid-20s, north winds to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy, lows around 20. North winds to 10 miles per hour. And Saturday, mostly cloudy, highs around 30. North winds to 10 miles per hour. And Saturday night, cloudy lows in the mid-20s, north winds to 10 miles per hour. Petersville, northeast winds to 20 miles per hour. And Sunday, cloudy highs around 30 and northeast winds to 10 miles per hour. We're going to get finished getting set up here in the DJ booth. And we're going to start off a little Roland Roberts, and we'll be right back with Mom. We'll tell you who those guys are.
Wake up and open your eyes. It's already come creeping like a 5 a.m. night. Just a little bit to help you carry your load. Grip so hard it won't let go. Well, doctor, doctor, are you telling me lies? When you say you got the answer, then you let your ink pen fly. You trade one problem for 2 or 3 more. Next thing you know, laid out on the floor. You wear desperation like a bad cologne. When everyone you know starts casting stones, still you'd give anything for one more turn. Don't give a damn about the bridges you burn. Dark and empty and all alone. You keep on knocking, but nobody's home. Doesn't really matter much anymore when you're locked out on the wrong side of the door. Well, we see the problem. Can we draw the line? Make somebody answer for all these awful crimes. Seems the more get sick, the more pockets get lined. Gotta do something quick before we run out of time. So wake up and open your eyes. It's already come creeping like a 5 a.m. night. Just a little bit to help you carry your load. Grip so hard it won't let go.
And that was Roland Roberts with Wake Up, one of my favorite guys. And speaking of my favorite guys, we got Kyle Van Sant, we got Sean Culp, we got Jed. I don't know his last name, but we'll figure that out because I'm lucky to remember his first name. And, of course, got Michael Castro. And Michael Castro's got a new Christmas song. We're going to play that here in a little bit. Yeah. But anyway, these guys are part of a... How many guys you got in that band? You guys are like the Eagles now. Like, you got like 10 guys. So, yeah, we got 4 of them in here. We only had 3 mics, so we couldn't get 6 guys in here. I mean, we'd have had some harmonies going on for sure. But anyway, these guys are Monster on the Mountain, if you guys haven't heard these guys. You guys play a lot down at Fish Hook, and where else are you guys playing? In the Tug? Yeah, I love the Tug. We play out there, too. It's a great place. I love Terry and Tim. They're awesome. And yeah, man, you know, they're doing so much, man. So they're doing the Toys for Tots, all kind of things like that.
Meanest Bloody Mary in the Valley.
Right? So we're going to have to start over. I didn't have any of you guys' mics on.
Awesome.
That's all right. The other night, I left my mic on and was singing along. And
Nice.
realized, yeah,
At least
that's,
you got a good voice.
that's
on
always
that.
fun. I don't know about that. So anyway, So you guys are playing where again?
Fish Hook Bar and the Tug Bar.
Right.
That's where we've played so far. We don't have any gigs lined up right now, but we will be happy to announce it when we do get something lined up.
Right. Yeah. Sweet. You guys live on Facebook all the time. You guys got so much more social media presence than a lot of guys do. You know. So.
Yeah. My youngest boy, who's almost 14, he's the one who runs it for us.
Right. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need a
Yeah,
manager
and
for
thank
sure.
God for that, because I think we are all just awful with social media.
Yeah, I get that, man. I get
Good thing
that.
we've got the little brother doing it.
Little brothers can be kind of handy sometimes, you know.
Yeah, for
In
that
case you want to
one-
roll them down
one
the stairs or whatever you want to do.
Like when mom and dad used to make you program the VCR. Now it's like, grab your kid, they know how stuff works.
Why get a remote control when we've got that one?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, exactly. That's people that have 6 or 7 kids. They don't have to do much around the place if they got them trained right.
You know,
Just pay
right?
the bills.
Okay, let's quit picking on kids. That's not nice.
Kitty pop.
So you guys got some new originals you guys have been working on too. You guys been in the studio?
Yes. So actually, I apologize. Actually, I have a 16-channel recording studio in my house, and we're doing it all in my place. And so we did bring a couple of the songs that we have recorded as a band, and one of them is a cover of Wicked Game, which is unlike anything you've heard as far as covers of that song. And then we did bring an original as well called 40 Days and 40 Nights. And again, these were all recorded right there in my house.
Sweet. I know I've been doing a lot out of my place too, so I get that. So how'd you guys get started, man? Or all of you, how did you guys get started? You know, I mean,
Just
how
in
did
general?
how did Monster on the Mountain come to be?
Monster on the Mountain.
So we used to be Bad Mojo, and
Yeah.
we split up. And we looked for a bass player, and somehow our old drummer found this guy on Facebook, I believe.
Good old Facebook.
Yeah.
And we're so terrible at social media.
Yeah, I know.
Except for the old drummer, apparently.
Right.
And it
Drummers.
worked out, man.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, Mike showed up. He's an incredible bass player, incredible musician. He plays lots of instruments. And he says, my son just got out of the Navy, and when he comes over and plays too, one of the best guitar players I've ever played with in my life showed up, and it's like, it just all clicked.
Yeah, man.
And from then, we just been I don't know. We're all older. We're all very into the music. That's our main thing. We're about writing music and playing music, and we just all connected on that level and as friends.
I get that too, man.
And that's really, but it's amazing, right? Because you never know off Facebook. Kind of like the dating app, she looks really pretty, and then she's 100 pounds heavier than what she started out with. You never know what you're gonna get, but these guys are great,
Right?
and it really came together. It was a blessing.
Yeah, I've been following you guys. You know, of course, I try to follow everybody in the state. It's hard to follow everybody. You know, there's always somebody
Oh,
new.
for sure. Yeah.
And COVID produced so many bands. I mean, so many. I'm like, who are these guys? I've never heard of these guys. Like, and we've been playing for 5 years. We're like, wow,
Wow.
good old COVID. But well, cool. I'm gonna play one of you guys' tunes here. Let's start with that 40 Days and 40 Nights, right?
Awesome.
Yeah, that's the
right.
original we all were working on.
Yeah, let's bring that thing in.
We pulled off a bunch of different metal genres for this one.
Crawling through scorched wasteland.
Support for KTNA comes from Clear Tree Service, offering a variety of tree service work in the upper Susitna Valley, including the removal of dead or weakened spruce, tree trimming, chipping, and land clearing. More information at clearexcavating.com and at 907-600-9276.
I would rather live like you do. You'll never fall to pieces anytime you choose to. Anyone who's close enough can hear you moving. I can feel you breathing out loud. I feel like I shouldn't be here, like I didn't prove enough to sit and stare. I don't even care if I end up bleeding. I can see you seeing me for what I am. And there's a hole in the sky, it's taking us alive, and it's taking us a while to even notice it was there. And I'll never fall to pieces anytime you hear this. Remember what I said. I would rather live like you do. You'll never fall to pieces anytime you choose to. Anyone who's close enough can hear you moving. I can feel you breathing out loud. I feel like I shouldn't be here, like I didn't prove enough to sit and stare. I don't even care if I end up bleeding. I can see you seeing me for what I am. And there's a hole in the sky, it's taking us alive, it's taking us a while to even notice it was there. And I never fall to pieces anytime you hear this. Remember what I said. I got a map to keep me moving, so my legs don't sink into the ground. I wanted what you said would make us wander. Now you're never coming around. I feel like I shouldn't be here, like I didn't prove enough to sit and stare. I don't even care if I end up bleeding. I can see you seeing me for what I am. And there's a hole in the sky, it's taking us alive, it's taking us a while to even notice it was there. And I never fall to pieces anytime you hear this. Remember what I said. It's hard to see I'm keeping this alive, and there's jealousy eating me inside, and it's hard to see I'm keeping this alive, and there's jealousy it's eating me inside. And there's a hole in the sky, it's taking us alive, it's taking us a while to even notice it was there. And I never fall to pieces anytime you hear this. Remember what I said.
What is happening, Talkeetna? We're back here. If you're just tuning in, this is Homegrown Heroes with me here, Rocky Brown, at KTNA Talkeetna, the All-Alaska Music Hour. And we're here with Monster on the Mountain, or Mom, as I like to call him. I mean, everybody needs a mother for Christmas. And speaking of Christmas, Michael Castro's got a new Christmas song out that we're going to have to get to here shortly when I can find it on my playlist. I know it's there somewhere. But let's get some more history of these guys. You know, I guess let's start with Kyle, man. You know, how did you get started playing? You know, What was the genre? What was your thing? Were you, you know,
I was a shower singer up until
perfect? What was that like? What were you singing in the shower?
Mudvayne, Korn, Limp Bizkit, Pantera.
I wouldn't say anything about your biscuit being limp in the shower.
It definitely wasn't limp. That was his microphone.
Oh man. Okay. All right. This is public radio.
Yeah, and then I worked on a job with a guy who was a drummer, my buddy Matt Tanner, and we were talking. He's like, "Oh, you sing, man? You should come on over to the garage." And I'd never sang with a live
always a
band
garage.
before. Yeah, and I messed up every single song, but they're like, "Dude, but you're a really good singer. You want to commit and start jamming with us?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And one thing led to another, and here I am.
Right. You know, all these years later. How long ago was that?
5 years ago.
Oh, right on. Right on.
Yeah.
You know, I know we got Sean. I know he's been playing guitar for how many bazillion years?
I started when I was 13 and I'm 59, so a couple.
Yeah. I know the feeling. I know the feeling.
You know, there was a band up in Fairbanks as a kid called Pandemonium. Have you ever heard of them?
I have not heard of them.
They,
I'm going to have to check
they
them
went
out.
down in the early 80s and got on a Metal Massacre album, which is a Metal Blaze thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Metallica was on there. And they did 3 albums with them, but when I was 12, there used to be a place called the Comic Shop in Fairbanks, and they had the street blocked off with a flatbed truck, and they played.
Right.
And I was like 12 years old, and that was like the coolest thing I'd ever seen. And at that point, I knew I had to get a job if I could get a guitar. Because,
Pop-up concerts are the best, bro.
Right, and you're a little kid, and they were just really cool, and they rocked. The Resch brothers. They were there.
The Resch brothers.
Yeah,
huh?
David Resch is still up at Fairbanks.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, they were amazing, and so that just inspired me from that point. And of course, we didn't have YouTube back then, so you had to hang out with somebody that knew something you didn't and steal it from them, and then
Yeah.
hang out with somebody else that knew something he didn't.
Yeah, and learn that and then put it together and make your own thing. And yeah, I know,
Exactly.
man. It's
And then from there, you know, that and hearing Led Zeppelin Black Dog the first time, that was pretty much hooked.
Oh yeah. I think it was Metallica's "Ride the Lightning" for me. First time I heard that song, I'm like, "Oh, that's rad." You know, like
Yeah, you're right. I want to do that.
yeah, you know what I mean, like.
Absolutely.
And so, Jed,
Hey,
how'd you get started in this biz, man?
I kind of just got started, basically. I've been playing guitar since I was 13. I'm 29 now. And I remember my dad, he got me into, the first group that he got me into was Joe Satriani. And then after that, it was like Alice Cooper and then Megadeth and Metallica. So those guys were a lot of the biggest like influences that I had when I first started learning. And then I just kind of branched out after a bunch of stuff. And I got a lot more into like the 80s thrash metal, death metal
Yeah,
type
yeah,
of more
yeah.
extreme stuff. And
Yeah,
I ended up branching out and doing all that. And I'm very, very into all of that. But then I couldn't really be in a band for a while because I was in the Navy for the past 10 years or so. I just got out, and now I'm here with these guys. And it's such a strange feeling because this is the first, like, real band I've ever been a part of.
Right.
Instead of just, like, jamming along to the record or
You got to
whatever
start
going on.
somewhere.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's so I always liked doing the metal stuff and like you know shredding and doing all that.
Yeah, yeah.
But having to pull back a little bit for these guys, it feels like I've been running and I'm finally learning how to walk on guitar.
right.
If that makes sense,
Yeah,
I really really enjoy being with this group. It's
You
a
know,
lot of fun.
there's nothing like playing fast music, but then again, you know, there's something about the soul of playing slow music and having that tone. And,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's-
learning to get the feel.
It's all great. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like, it's all fun. You know, for me, it was Randy Rhoads. That guy,
Oh, dude.
he shredded. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
Randy,
Like,
Randy's pretty awesome.
oh man, I used to try to play all his riffs, and I
see,
cannot.
I could
but-
play his riffs, but I remember the first time I heard him do a solo, I was like, "Yep, I can't do that. I'm just gonna learn this other song real quick."
It's one of the few.
We got Michael. We forgot about Michael. We
No,
left- we
no,
left
no, no.
Michael.
I just I'm gonna back away a little bit.
I'm just picking on you, buddy.
So no, what I wanted to say about Jed though is that you know, although this is the first band he's been in, as he said, he's been playing for a long time, and everybody was surprised when he came in. It's like, oh man, he can actually play, and it's because he's been a recording artist for many years, and so
Yeah.
it's not like he's new to music and all of that. It's just he hadn't actually played in a live band.
Right.
And he recorded all of his own stuff for many years, and so
There's a lot to be said about playing with a band. I mean, it's just becoming organic and learning to play with other people.
Yeah, it's such a different beast than just going into a recording studio. And even though it's still a lot of fun and it taught me a lot of discipline in my technique and actually like learning to pick things up quickly, it's a much different animal playing with a live band. And I love it. It's so much
Yeah,
fun.
and then going from a live band to a studio setting too. I mean, like you guys are like, we sound so good, and then you go into the studio and you play like, that's kind of rough.
Oh man,
we need to tighten up just a little bit, boys. You know what I mean? Like it's like, and then when you come out of that studio setting back to the stage though, like you're like so much tighter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like game changing. Like
Because
almost.
you deconstructed and reconstructed the song,
Right.
So you got every part figured out.
Yeah.
But I always call it live without a net, though. You screw up. It isn't like in the studio. Oh, stop. Put some paste on. Do it again. It's like, nope. Just keep rolling. There's no turning back. Don't worry about the last curve because there's another one coming up.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about playing with a band too. That happens a lot, and especially in small gigs. You guys are playing and you're reacting off each other, and then you do something differently, and then the band reacts something differently, and something great can come out of that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Or disastrous.
yeah, or
Well, I love when you
that's the
listen.
great thing about playing live.
I love when you listen back to your live tape and you screwed up and you go, hey, that was really good. That's actually better than what I was doing before. What did I do when I messed up on that part? Because that's better.
Right. Well, cool. You guys know it's almost Christmas. I do want to get this Castro, the Christmas with Jesus song, man. We're going to get that rolling. We're going to roll into another sponsor, and we will be back with Monster on the Mountain.
All the childhood memories don't seem so far away. Decorate the tree with Mom and Dad. Santa set us on his knee, and we would hope and pray he'd bring the things we'd wished all year we had. Those are memories of Christmas past. How I wish those days could last. Our children decorate the home, colored lights and mistletoe, and the smell of pine is in the air. In the kitchen, Mama bakes gingerbread with candy canes, silver bells and winter wonderland. She wasn't feeling well Thanksgiving Day, and that's when I heard Mama say, I won't be home for Christmas this year. I hope you'll have snow and mistletoe and hearts full of cheer. When you open up your presents, don't be sad I'm not here, 'cause I'll be celebrating Christmas with Jesus this year. Now the kids are old and grown, both have children of their own. Santa Claus still coming to town. A reindeer with a bright red nose, stocking tongue and silver bows. Through the chimney old Saint Nick comes down. I love to see the faces Christmas Day, and this year I have to say, I won't be home for Christmas this year. presence. Don't be sad I'm not here, 'cause I'll be celebrating Christmas with Jesus this year. When your family starts rolling in, that's when the true joy begins. With the smile on a child's face and the feel of a warm embrace, remember me on this Christmas day. I won't be home for Christmas this year. I hope you'll have snow and mistletoe and hearts full of cheer. When you open up your presents, don't be sad I'm not here, 'cause I'll be celebrating Christmas with Jesus this year. Yes, I'll be celebrating Christmas with Jesus this year. All the childhood memories don't seem so far away. Decorate the tree with Mom and Dad.
This program is underwritten in part by Talkeetna Refuse, providing household and commercial refuse collection to Talkeetna, Sunshine, Caswell, Trapper Creek, Shalitna, and all points in between. Rates and information are available at talkeetnarefuse.com.
And we are back with Monster on the Mountain. We're going to see if we can go over here and find another one of you guys' songs to play here for in a minute. But we've been sitting here BSing about gear and equipment and technology and things like that. And like, what did you guys start playing? You know what I mean? When you guys started playing, what was your first guitar? What was your first bass? What was your first,
Dude, mine was a Harmony guitar out of the JCPenney catalog.
Oh, yeah.
In 1988.
So many things in that JCPenney catalog back
Oh,
in the
man.
day.
And what's crazy is I saw one at Guitar Center recently, and I think my mom paid $99 for it in 88. And it is a POS. Right? There's nothing quality about it. And I saw one identical hanging up at Guitar Center, and they were asking $400 for it. And I told the guy, I'm like, you're nuts. He goes, no, it's vintage. I'm like, it was vintage garbage back then. I mean, how do you charge for it? And dude, it sold.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
People are buying those Teisco guitars and crap like
Oh
that
my
for
gosh.
ungodly amounts. Everything just went crazy, and-
Well,
Yeah.
these days, if it says the word vintage on there, it's just going to sell because that's like the buzzword for gear.
Well, yeah, and then you got like companies like Gibson with the whole what is it, the R8s and stuff. What are they called? Where they relic the guitars.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They take their stock guitar and it looks like it's dragged behind a truck, and they're like, "Hey, here's a $10,000 guitar." I like to put all that stuff on it myself. But
yeah, with time.
yeah,
Time.
yeah. And Sean, what did you start with, man? We talked about tube amps and stuff too, and
Right. When I was a kid, my sister used to go to a guitar teacher, and he said until they can reach their hand all the way around the neck, he wouldn't take them as students, which is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. And so they wouldn't buy me a guitar. So Jay Hammond, remember the old Jay Hammond back in the day? He was running for re-election, and he had to get petitions signed. So I got paid $50 for 3 days to go out and get petitions signed for him. And there was Music Mart in Fairbanks had a Memphis Melody Maker, $50 electric guitar.
Yeah.
And so I bought that, and I came home, didn't know how to tune it. My dad knew how to tune it, but he wasn't really a player, but he knew how to tune it. I started plugging into a stereo, so very quickly I got an amp because it was going to blow up a stereo so the PV backstage.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
yeah.
Back then, you could plug into the stereo,
Yeah,
though.
right in the
you
head
know what I
jack,
mean?
right in the headphone jack. I figured that out. I was like, oh, this works. And of course, my dad didn't want me to blow up his stereo, so I skipped school one day and I was going down to the music store. And I come around the corner, it's almost Christmas. I saw my dad going in there, so I had to jump and hide in the snowbank real quick. But I knew I was going to get an amp. And so Christmas time I had a PV backstage and never looked back.
Yeah, yeah. One of my first amps was a PV. That was a rad little dude, man.
Yeah, they were for the bang for the buck, right?
Yeah, man. But back then, it's get loud enough for people to hear you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It wasn't about tone.
No.
Yeah, I think PV amps are great. You know,
Yeah, they do have some
especially
good
their
ones.
bass amps. I always like their bass amps.
They're
Oh
solid.
yeah,
and, their old,
some of their bass amps are legendary. I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
and their old PAs, remember, where they had the straight plug-ins and the little heads like that? They were so simple,
Oh, yeah.
and they worked.
I think there's one still out at Yetna Station.
Really?
Yeah, I played a gig out there, flying gig kind of thing, just acoustic show, and they had one of them little things in the corner, and that was the PA system.
And there's, I can tell, they're beer proof.
yeah, yeah. That one looked like it had some beer spilled on it.
Exactly. They've been christened more than once.
So where are you guys playing next, guys?
We don't have a gig lined up yet.
Well, our manager needs to talk to your manager because we ain't got any lined up either.
Hey, let's be not lined up together.
Exactly. Well, let's, what's this cover of? You guys said Wicked Game.
Yeah, Chris Isaac.
Oh, Chris Isaac tune. Yeah.
However, again, this is nothing like that.
Right. That's kind of how it happens.
Right.
Yeah.
This I think it's fun. It's very much metal, and
Cool.
I think you'll. I hope the people listening enjoy it, and I hope you do. And
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, let's crank it up.
let's do it.
Wicked
Nice.
Game by
Let's go.
Monster on the Mountain.
World was on fire and no one could save me but you. Strange what desire will make foolish people do. I never dreamed that I'd meet somebody like you. I never dreamed that I'd lose somebody like you. No, I wanna fall in love
enforce the law and preserve the safety of decent citizens. Decent citizens. Decent citizens.
This is not civil disobedience. Just Joe on Tuesday. Catch my show 1 to 3 in the afternoon every Tuesday.
If I don't love you, baby, grits ain't groceries, eggs ain't poultry, and Mona Lisa was a man, y'all.
What is happening, Talkeetna? We are back, and we're going to be talking to Monster on the Mountain here some more. You just heard their song, or not their song. They covered a song, Wicked Game, but sounded pretty rad to me. Anyway, up here at 3 o'clock, we got Fresh Air, and from 4 to 6, we got All Things Considered, and 6 p.m., we have the KTNA Evening News with Aaron Arrington. So anyway, we're back with Monster on the Mountain. And I was asking them if they had any subjects they wanted to hit on, world peace, we just don't talk about politics or religion in here. That's
Yeah,
just,
we don't do that either.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's the one thing I keep out of my show.
Right. Well, I've come to learn unless you agree with me, you're all wrong anyway. So what's the point?
Exactly. This is all about the music. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, you guys are definitely sounding tight and killer. I mean, everything sounded good. I mean, even the mix, everything sounds good. So.
Well, the mix was also done by Mike Castro.
Yeah,
Not just the recorded. He also did the mixing, the actual recording of it all. Like he was behind the whole thing on that. So
me and Mike should talk more because I do a lot of that myself. So it's like
go to my dad here for that.
That's
so.
rad. Oh. I didn't hear the part of the father and son thing, so that's even cooler.
Mike is my dad. Jed's dad's kid.
Family, Jed's dad's kid.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a great band name too.
Jed's dad's kid. Yeah, that would be a fun like rockabilly thing.
And I'm
little
Kyle's
thrash grass.
kid.
I'm his daddy.
Uncle Kyle.
I know if you guys haven't seen a mom show, you guys should go check out Monster on the Mountain because Kyle likes to indulge in. He wears some pretty wild costumes, clothes, things. I mean, it's all about the style, though. You got to do your thing on the
wild.
Side.
Certainly is an adjective, isn't it?
Yeah, and we do have both a YouTube and a Facebook page that you can find us on Monster on the Mountain. And,
Sweet.
On our Monster on the Mountain YouTube page, it's just right now it's just live videos of shows that we've done. And, and what I did want to talk about actually is that. Technically, Monster on the Mountain, we've only been together, at least us four together in the band, is 6 months.
Nice.
We started together in mid-June, and
when it's right, it's right.
Amen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I'm 50. Jed's 29. Sean, you said 58 or 59?
59. Just turned
59. Kyle just turned 40. And what I find, at least with this, because there are those, if you will, generational gaps, it actually helps because. What I listen to is a little bit newer than what Sean is listening to. Kyle's like the next. He's the new metal guy, and Jed's the more modern death metal. But when we come together and we write these songs, it has little elements of all of that makes it, in my opinion, it makes it unique.
Yeah, and it's funny how genre. We were just talking to a friend about this the other day. How genres they keep coming back around.
Right.
Like metal, country, pop, whatever. They all have their like. I think people just get tired of listening. I don't know why everybody goes together. It's like women and their cycles matching up or something. I don't know. It's like, oh, you like new metal too. Well, maybe I like new metal too. And then that person says,
I'm
hey,
sorry. Are you saying you like new metal or new metalcore? Because there's a difference.
Exactly.
Okay?
See, so here's this rock. We can argue about that if you want to. No, I'm just kidding. If we were only on Facebook.
Rocky's like, I win.
It's a lot like fashion, right? Comes back around.
It does, man.
I had a friend back in the 90s who he always wore sweats and he always wore like flannel shirts. And he said, and then grunge came in. He says, I knew if I didn't change my style, it'd come to me.
Right.
I've been grunge for 20 years before there ever was grunge.
Right. Cool.
That was awesome.
I was grunge before it was cool.
Exactly. Sweats and a flannel shirt. That was cool.
I was watching a biker show last night. Old Billy Lane come on, and he's like, I was a biker. He said, I would say I was a biker before biker was cool. He goes, but Biker's always been cool. You know?
Exactly.
Debatable, but I mean, you know. So, well, so you guys got any more new stuff you guys are working on, or?
Yeah, actually, we are recording more songs. We have, I think, in the queue, we've got 3 or 4.
Nice.
And so
3 or 4 additional songs.
additional
not total.
songs.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
additional ones that are not recorded and that we're
Nice.
starting to write. And I think it's 4. And then so with these 3, we'll be putting out. I'm sorry, with these 2, the Christmas song I actually wrote for my Alaska Guamas YouTube channel.
Right.
And so that's not going on our stuff, but. We've got these 2. We've got another one at home that we recorded that I didn't even start mixing. So I was like, I'm not even going to bring that because it's all just raw tracks. And then I think we got 4 more. So we'll be putting out an album hopefully in the next couple months.
Nice.
You know,
Yeah.
it's either a long EP or maybe we throw another song in there and make it just a short album.
Yeah.
You know, a 42-minute album like they used to.
Yeah.
So we could put it on vinyl.
Radio
Right.
edit.
So we kind of put it on hold
Monster on the vinyl.
because we had this gig come up with Arthur Travolta.
Yeah, yeah.
And so we had to get ready for that and had to bring in a new drummer. So we had to get up to
Yeah,
speed.
another great band, Earth Travolta with Carly Louise, and
Yeah, they're
I
awesome.
mean, they're so fun. you
Those
know,
guys are a lot of fun to play with, too.
Yes, they
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
I love playing with them.
I've heard of my. The problem is being a musician is if you're not playing a show, you're generally practicing with your band when everybody else is playing. You know what I mean? Like, because you're always trying to add new stuff, and you know, so it's hard to get out and see all your buddies play. You
Finding
know,
the time
so
is very difficult, man.
but it's fun when you can.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Always support local music.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, I've seen 4 musicians out in the parking lot sharing a cigarette. You know.
Yeah, because times are so tough.
You know, another thing we were talking about earlier on the while the music was playing and stuff. Shows have changed so much. I mean, now you've got to have the lights, the costume. It's a
Right.
and I mean I know it's been that way for a long time, but you know, back in the day it was just guys and some guitars on the stage, and you know,
Right.
and volume levels. We talk about volume levels. You know, these clubs these days they want you to keep your volume low. Everybody wants to be able to talk and play with their cell phone. You know, back when in the day, you know, people came to a show for it to be loud. You know, they expected to have to yell at the bartender 5 or 6 times to get a
Right.
beer and still get the wrong beer. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Well, that's what we shoot for.
yeah,
We're shooting for that for sure.
I'm right there with you.
Our number 1 goal is for you to get the wrong beer. Exactly. For sure.
Well, you know, there's a lot to be said for spectacle.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and if you can combine great music with spectacle, you really got something going on.
Exactly.
You know?
I
When-
grew up on Alice Cooper.
So
you know.
Oh
Spectacle's
man,
huge, right?
I love
And-
Alice Cooper.
I love Alice. I was 13, 1986, and my buddy goes, "Dude, have you heard of Alice Cooper?" I'm like, "No, who is she?" and if you can't tell my dudes, it's because I grew up in Southern California, so everybody's a dude for me. But when I was 13, man, he introduced me to Alice Cooper, and I think it was, I can't remember if it was Welcome to My, I know it was Constrictor from 1986, or thereabouts,
Yeah.
1985, 1986.
I can find out.
And it that just hooked me. And then ever since then, I have every Alice album that's ever been made.
Right.
You know, now, and I don't really like the new stuff that much, but I've got those albums that really just take me back. You know.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
And I love the theatrics.
Right.
You
I was
know.
playing Poison the other night on my other show, Troubadour Tuesday, on Tuesday nights when I do my thing. You know, I love
Such a
who
good song.
doesn't love Alice Cooper Poison? I mean, that's just a
Right.
bad tune.
Okay, I was wondering which Poison are you talking about? You know,
Not
look
the
what
band.
The cat dragged.
Not the band.
dragged-
Not the band. That's
You
right.
know,
You know,
little every rose has its thorn.
Yeah, I mean, we can do that too. I mean, we can jam skate. Come on.
I remember seeing a concert in Anchorage. It was the Damn Yankees opening for Bad Company, and it was
yeah.
it was a horrible thing, though, spectacle, right? Because the Damn Yankees, Ted Nugent, he's running around shooting effigies of Saddam Hussein with a bow and arrow, and it's all this crazy stage show. And then Bad Company came out, which are amazing musicians, but he just kind of stood there and.
Yeah.
You know, and they were the headliner. It was like we went from 10.5 to 5 in intensity really quick, and it was
Yeah.
like had it been them opening, it'd probably been better. But the spectacle thing's huge, man, because You get both, right? You get
Yep.
great music and you get a show. So you can't.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Who doesn't love the show? But you know,
Right.
it's just it seems like it's just changed so
It
much to
has.
me. You know what I mean? You're just at a bar level trying to go out and do a show. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like you got to have the whole thing now. You know, and it's like, man, I just want to go play music and fall over
Right.
it. You know, like
Yeah, we've got some lights, and our last show was actually colorful in that
Yep.
sense, you know, and Kyle in his costumes.
hey, man, those costumes are rad.
They are rad.
You know?
You know what? They certainly are unforgettable, right?
My man's fearless.
Hey, you got to make an impression these days, guys.
And
it's part
I
of it.
feel like he is definitely making an impression.
I feel if I walk into the bar and the whole bar starts laughing, I've nailed it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and it's so hard to get used to doing stuff like that too. It's hard to walk into a room looking like an idiot. You know what I mean? Like
It's not bad for me. I've done it my whole life,
Been doing it
man.
for years.
my old lead guitarist brought
to
me
my
this Moo thing one time, you know, and it was all like African and stuff. It was rad, and I wore it. You know, we rocked it. You know, because I mean that's what we were going for the whole thing. You know.
Yeah. So you know, you remember in the 50s and the 60s they would all wear the same uniform?
Yeah.
We're just gonna all wear kung fu outfits next time.
Little Hong
Well,
Kong
they're all
fooey.
going to be a size too small, so we can't quite tie
There you
it
go.
together.
That would be good.
Heck yeah.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
Heck yeah.
There's no sitting down when we're in those things.
You do it once, you're gonna have to be there for the rest of the night.
I actually seen a guitar the other day that had a biker leather jacket like built onto it. It's like a custom biker guitar. I'm thinking I kind of need it, but
Right.
you know, I'm not real sure yet because it looks like an '80s guitar and it could be a crappy '80s guitar. I don't know, but
But it's vintage.
That's
exactly, exactly. Let's drag it behind the bike for 2 miles and it'll be worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's a case.
Yeah, yeah. My second guitar, I ended up. I had that harmony I told you about. My second one, my mom had got me an old Charvel '87 Charvel Model 2. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that was, and that's where I started. I started out on guitar, and then like many people, I ended up moving to bass because I joined a band that needed a bass player, and then found out, hey, actually, I prefer playing bass. In a band setting. And, and I play bass like a bass player versus like a guitarist who plays bass.
Right.
And so I love playing bass.
Yeah, yeah.
But I started on guitar like
So many do.
so many do.
Well, there's nothing wrong with playing more than one instrument either. You know, I play several instruments. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, I mainly play guitar, but I can get myself in trouble on some other stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but anyway, we got about 50 seconds here left, so we're gonna say goodbye to everybody. Say goodbye, Kyle. Say goodbye, Sean.
Thank you
say
guys for
goodbye,
having us.
everybody. Say
Yeah,
goodbye,
thank you very
Jed.
much. It's
I
been a
like
pleasure.
Jed's
Bye.
best. That's the best name. You know what I mean?
Thanks.
Reminds me
Or
of
thanks
home.
to my dad and my mom for that name.
Yeah. Thank you, Michael. You know,
Yeah.
and for Christmas with Jesus and all that good stuff. You know, and if you guys get out and check out Monster on the Mountain when you can. They're rad and they're doing the thing, and they're a local band, and you guys are sounding good too. You know what I mean? So
Thank
I'm
you.
looking
I
forward to that
appreciate
EP. If you guys are just tuning in, this was Homegrown Heroes with me, Rocky Brown, at KTNA Talkeetna, 88.9 on that FM dial, and we are going to get out of here. We got I think fresh air coming up, so we'll catch y'all later, Talkeetna.